Good morning. I'm John Marino for The Street at the NASDAQ market site in Times Square with our pre-market report on Thursday, October 10th. At this time, European markets are booming, and in Asia, a choppy day with a positive close for the Nikkei. Gold is up, oil is down, and we continue to look to Washington for some clarity as we are facing the ongoing shutdown of the government in Washington. We're going now to Jonathan Browdy with the Deal's London newsroom. Jonathan, it looks like European markets are up midday. What's guiding that?
Well, it is actually the optimism that something somehow is going to happen in Washington and that you're actually going to break your impasse. Plus, of course, there are local factors. I mean, the London markets are up in part because of raised utility prices. One of the big utilities here, one of the big six, says it's going to put up its prices to consumers by about 8%, and people are really keen to see more of that. The consumers won't like it.
And Alitalia has a difficult situation to navigate. Can you tell us a little bit more about that, Jonathan?
Italia's in deep trouble. Its main kerosene supplier, ENI, has said it's just not going to supply anymore until it has some certainty about what's happening. They've going into a huddle later today to just decide whether Alitalia has a future or not. Air France, KLM, has been thinking about buying it, but basically been making a condition that it doesn't assume Alitalia's debt, and the Italian government may not want to do that. And
what do we see in Asia overnight?
Well, in Asia, the Nikkei was up largely because the dollar was up, and that means that's good news for Japanese exports. The Hang Seng was down. People are still waiting to see what happens in Washington, while the European markets are positive about that. The Asians have some doubts.
Shares of Joseph A. Bank are flat this morning. On Wednesday, shares of Joseph A. Bank and Men's Warehouse both move higher on news that Bank would attempt to acquire the latter, just like George Zimmer attempted to do earlier, but just like Zimmer's earlier attempt to take Men's Warehouse private earlier this year, the company says that it's not selling. It rejected a $2.3 billion bid and potentially set the stage for a bidding war to begin by adopting a rights plan. Also, keep an eye on shares of Micron Technologies. They're up this morning ahead of their earnings report, which is anticipated later today. Analysts expect the largest chip maker in the U.S. to earn 25 cents a share. In the same period last year, Micron posted a loss of 24 cents a share. For the stock, they're up 190% so far year to date. Also set to report quarterly results later today is grocery chain Safeway. The California-based chain anticipates earnings of 15 cents a share, down substantially from 50 cents a share that it earned in the same period last year. But shareholders still have to be happy. The stock is up more than 90% so far year to date. And finally, private equity firms KKR and Blackstone are separately weighing bids for Italian fashion empire Versace. They're looking to get a minority stake. Several reports out late yesterday say that Versace, which saw founder Gianni Versace murdered in 1997 and spent much of the next decade struggling to maintain its brand's presence, will have a minority stake on the block. Both Blackstone and KKR have seen their prices plummet this week. Shareholders are looking there for some good news. That's it for us, and for now, check back. Later this morning, we'll be providing you updates from Washington, as well as the latest news on deals and earnings. For The Street at the NASDAQ market site, I'm John Marino. Have a great day.